I forgot to get the podcast started. The theme song started. All right, are you done eating so I can play the theme song?
I have one more slice left. You can go for it.
All right. So be quiet and don't chew very loudly.
I'll just be a fat kid. I'll mute myself.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 214 of the Game and Death Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. With me, we have Hollow Blade.
Yeah, I'm here.
Who's still eating a grilled cheese sandwich.
I am eating a grilled cheese sandwich. It's tasty. It makes me American. I'm American.
Well, happy Freedom Day then.
I have like 15 eagles here with me.
Oh yeah?
And I had cheeseburger for lunch. I didn't, but I had a cheeseburger for lunch, and I'm having grilled cheese with American cheese on it. I think it's American cheese. It's Kraft. It's American.
Oh, so not Canadian cheese.
No. What? Canadians, please. What are those good for?
Maple syrup and mousses?
Useless. They're not even free. They're fools.
I know, they still bend the knee to the queen.
Yeah. Bunch of idiots, those guys.
Fucking
it's all
losers.
about being fucking free, man.
So what's going on, guys? We missed you guys last week because I on Sunday, not this past Sunday that just happened, but the Sunday before that, I herniated the discs in my back again. So I haven't been able to sit at my computer station area for like a week and a half now. I haven't been able to play HOTS. I haven't been able to paint. I haven't been able to do pretty much anything that I normally do at my computer desk. So, like, sitting here now is even really painful. So this is probably not going to be a very long episode. We might hit the hour like we try to do. But no Caleb tonight. He's in San Francisco celebrating Freedom Day, eating an American flag. And it's just me and Hollow. What are we talking about tonight? We're going to talk about Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to talk about Ever Oasis. We're going to talk about the Necromancer from Diablo 3. And we're going to answer your questions. If you guys want to be part of the show, remember you can send your emails to podcast@gamingdeath.com. That's podcast@gamingdeath.com. All right, Hollow, let's start this. How you been, buddy?
That was delicious. I want more. I've been okay. Trying to find things to distract myself and get back into the groove of things.
Get back to normal life?
Yeah. Having a hard time still playing like single player stuff.
Okay.
But I picked up Final Fantasy XIV, which is pretty rad. The new expansion, Stormblood, came out last week. I want to say last week.
Okay.
Last week or the week before? Something. It came out recently, so a bunch of my buddies got it, and they said, let's play that, and you said, you know what, that's a really good idea to kind of get back into to get back into gaming and stuff like that, and start enjoying it again, so I know it was really expensive.
How much do you pay a month to play that?
I believe it's either $12 to $15, but I had to buy the expansion. I had to pay to transfer my character from one server to another.
How much does Final Fantasy charge? Because when I went to play WoW again, I had to transfer a character.
Yeah, so $18 to transfer a character.
It is $30 in WoW.
Wow, yeah. I figured it was more expensive in WoW. When I saw it, I was like, okay, that's expensive, but that doesn't seem like it's too bad. Last I recall, WoW had it at $25, and they probably upped it too, which is terrible.
Yeah, it's $35.
Yeah, so $18 to transfer a character. The expansion was $50, and I paid for 3 months worth of subscription, which was $40. I spent like $100 to play this stupid game again, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's other things you could do with that $100.
Like buy other games.
Like buy other games, or
that.
Like I just bought a new PS4 remote because the controller that I've been using, the triangle button decided to start being wonky. And I've been playing nothing but Diablo 3 and I had a skill that is necessary for my Necromancer build, mapped triangle, and that was no bueno.
Right.
At all. So I was like, fuck it, I'll spend $45 and buy a red PS4 remote.
Right on.
Yeah. So how is... again, I'm going to apologize, guys, if you guys hear explosions in the background. I don't know if the mic's going to pick it up or not. I hope it doesn't. But everybody's lighting fireworks off around me.
That was for us here in Canada on Saturday. I was going to say Friday, but it wasn't Friday. It was Saturday. A little bit Friday.
So how's Final Fantasy 14 going?
It's good. So I haven't played since the original A Realm Reborn was released.
Okay.
So there was Final Fantasy 14, which was a total disaster, and then they completely, like, they destroyed the game, scrapped it, remade it entirely to re-release it, and so I played it from the re-release. And then I kind of stopped playing it before they even made the first update, I believe, to that re-release, and it was fantastic. So I'm just kind of leveling up a ninja at the moment.
Ninja.
So I'm kind of just going through content I had gone through previously. So I haven't even started doing the DLC stuff yet. There's this new way that you can level up really quick, which is actually pretty funny. It's like it's kind of like a roguelike. I believe that's like if you wipe or something, like your character gets deleted. Not your actual character, but like the character in that mode. So you don't get any gear. You don't use the gear you got in game, but you go down through floors, kind of like you would in a roguelike. And you open chests, and there's traps and shit, and like you level up as you go. You start at level 1, and then you level up as you go. And there's every 10 floors, there's a boss, and you get a shitload of XP for completing that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so I'm going through that. I was told that's the easiest way to level up, so I started doing that, but it's kind of boring, to be completely honest, because you're not actually making any progress towards your character. And you're not using your actual character and gear that you're getting as you go along, so it doesn't feel like it's as much fun. It does level you up very quickly, though, so...
Now, how is it as an MMO? I never played 14, but I played a shit ton of 11.
It's extremely similar to 11, but it's faster. So imagine 11, but more like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, because 11 was more like EverQuest.
Yes, it was a lot slower, and it was a lot more... it was a lot grindier. So this is still fairly grindy, but it's nowhere near as bad. It's kind of like Burning Crusade WoW, maybe?
I wouldn't like it then.
So it's still grindy, but it's not, like, horrible. It's passable. It's
because like, 11 was super grindy. Like
I rolled 11 was a nightmare. Yeah.
I had a Corsair, and when you hit, I think it was like level 23, there was no quest available to you. The only thing you could do was go to the desert and fight scorpions to level from 23 to 26.
Yep.
When the next quest chain opened up.
Yep. And then I remember watching my buddy Orange actually do that. He was on a beach, and he would find a group, and they would just sit on the beach, and one guy would pull one mob, and they would sit there for like 10 minutes. So they were like level 23, and the mob was level 22 or something, and they would sit there, and the mob would take like 10 minutes to kill.
Yep.
And they would chain the enemy. So if you chain an enemy in Final Fantasy MMOs, you get a XP chain. So you start gaining more XP the more of them you kill. So he would just sit there for hours killing one enemy at a time, and I was like, this is fun. And he was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And I'm like,
no, it's a grind.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not doing anything. It's not interesting. So no, they remedied all of that. Like, you could literally solo the entire game for the most part, except obviously the dungeons and whatnot. Remember Guild Wars?
Yeah, I love Guild Wars, except you out-leveled me really quickly.
Yeah, sorry about that. I did. Remember how there was those world events that came up?
Yeah, of course.
there's that in this as well.
Okay, so that's returned from 11.
Did 11 have that also?
Yeah, they had like in the desert every once in a while this big dinosaur thing would show up and everybody would come to the zone and you'd just fight this giant dinosaur trying to take it down with everybody.
Right. So there's stuff like that. There's actually like a huge amount of stuff you can do. Like it's kind of ridiculous. It's overwhelming even the amount of content that is just shoved into this game, like that you could do at any given moment. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I don't know. I'm just enjoying that at the moment.
I've been playing 2 new things myself. What do you want to start with? You want me to start with Diablo? Let's start with Diablo.
Yeah, go.
The Rise of the Necromancer pack just released. I think it was like last Tuesday. Last Monday.
Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday. And I picked it up for the PS4, and I've been running now, playing around with the Necromancer for since last Tuesday for about a week now. And I just beat the story today. I got him to 70 in like 2 days. But the class is broken.
Is it?
Like, I'm running on Torment 13, doing Greater Rift like 106. No problem.
Really? 106?
106?
That can't be right.
Why?
Because you haven't put enough time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is broken.
I find that hard to
want you to... That's why I keep wanting you to complain, to be like, hey, come check out this fucking build. It's ridiculous.
All right, I'll come play. I want to check this out. The only reason I say it's a little extreme sounding is because to do like Paragon 100 or Paragon to do Greater Rift 100 anything requires like you to be Paragon like 1000.
750.
Yeah, see, people would say that's not high enough to do that high.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, normally, like, Torment 13, I've never been able to get up that high with any of my characters.
Right, and with the Necromancer, you got there easy.
Yeah, I was playing on Torment 10, and I was just eating things. Like, at Torment 13, I still eat through everything, and when like, my comfort zone is, like, around Greater Rift, like, 70, 75, where I can clear them and farm them quite nicely.
Right.
Like, clear them, in 7 minutes.
Fast.
You know, if that. Whereas, like, I can do Greater Rift 106. I die, but I can do them and I can complete it. Like, with seconds left on the clock. I only did it once to see if I could. But it's not like that's comfortable. That's very hard, and my positioning has to be exactly right, and I can't fuck up any of my cooldowns, and I have to play, like, really strategically at 106. Whereas, like, 65 to 75, I can take a hit. I can, not so strategic. It is pretty much copy-paste of the Necromancer from D2.
Is it really? Because I heard the complaints were that like you can't really have that skeleton army like you could in D2.
I have a skeleton army all the time of 6 skeletons.
Right, 6. In
as well as
2, you could have like 30.
Right.
40 skeletons.
I also have I also have a golem and 9 skeletal mages with me at all times.
Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah,
so it's a shit ton of pets. My pets don't die. They don't take damage and die. I don't need anything to summon new skeletons. Like, if my skeletons disappear or fall off, or if they quote-unquote die, they get resummoned right away, and I don't have to press anything.
Right.
Then there's a set that increases all your damage by 250% for each skeletal mage you have. You can have up to 9 of them. There's a set scythe and a set shield, which increases your skeletons damage by 250%, and when there's this thing called command skeleton, so basically you can command where they go. You use frenzy, which increases all your pets' attack speed by, I think it's 50 or 60%, and with the set, whenever your skeletons kill something, it auto-triggers the next command skeleton, and that increases all your pets' damage by 250%, so your pets are dealing like 4,000% damage than they normally would. So I'm not wearing the best gear in the world, like, I need to get better gear, but everything just fucking melts.
No, it's pretty rad.
I'm having a ton of fun. It's probably my favorite class that I've ever played in Diablo.
Oh, that's excellent. That's what you want, right?
Well, that's my thing. Like, it's
Go ahead.
Normally in Diablo, it's like you just sit there and you press X, or you press X, and every once in a while you press another ability. With the Necromancer, I feel like I'm playing WoW as a mage, where like I'm waiting for cooldowns to come up, and I'm running around, and I have to watch what cooldowns are up, and know what's ready, and know what abilities have procced, and know what abilities haven't procced, and it's a lot more like micromanaging than what I'm used to with a Diablo class. So it actually makes it more interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, I haven't. I bought it on PC and I haven't done it yet, just because the season hasn't started. So I kind of feel like I'm gonna level up a Necromancer, and then what? Cause I don't like playing off season, so I'm just waiting for the season to start. But I'll come chill with you.
Yeah, I've been trying to get you to come chill with me.
I know.
To play. Like, even if we run just a few rifts, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Like. That's what I've been doing. It pissed me off that they released new trophies. A lot of those trophies are like, use this ability and kill 1,000 enemies by doing this, or use this ability to kill 1,000 enemies.
Which is not bad at all.
It's not bad, except they're useless abilities that you would never use.
The achievements you kind of want to worry about a bit, where like the collect all of these things or see all the events. Because that's
I got that trophy. I got
you?
those trophies already. Yes.
Oh, well, then you should be able to get the rest of it easy peasy.
Yeah, I just have to go and
the
change
ones
up
where
my
it's
builds.
just like kill shit. It's like, that's fucking. It doesn't get any easier than that, to be honest.
The other game I've been playing is a 3DS game called Oasis.
Yep, I want to hear about this.
Made by the same people that did, I want to say Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana? Yes. I believe it's Secret of Mana. It is one of my favorite games I've played this year.
Wow. Remember, you played Zelda this year.
I did play... Well, you also have to remember that Zelda still isn't my favorite game that I've played this year. Like, after everything that I've played, including Zelda, my favorite game that I've touched so far this year has still been Neo.
Really?
Yeah, I love that game so much. It was just a good game. But Oasis is a 3D action RPG where it takes stuff from, like, Runfactory, where you're harvesting vegetables and planting and building shops and improving this little town of Oasis, and like a Kingdom Hearts.
The battle system?
The rest of the game, like Runefactory and Harvest Moon, you have like energy. You can only expend X amount of energy in a day before you have to go to bed.
Right.
In Oasis, there is no energy system. Like, you can stay out for 4 days and then come home and do the shit that you need to do in your Oasis to upgrade your shops or restock your shops and get more money and, build new weapons and equip new stuff and all that happy horse shit that you do at your Oasis. But there's no energy system. The story is very JRPG-ish. It's very Kingdom Hearts-ish. There's a twist that you see coming a mile away. There's Zelda elements to it. So you start out, you play as this one character, and as you get more people in your Oasis, you can use them as your other party members. And each of these characters have their own ability. Like, you'll come across the crystal veins, and if you don't have somebody that has the mine ability, you wouldn't be able to mine any of the stuff out of it. You come across, like, little holes in the ground, and if you don't have the dig, you can't dig up the thing. There's these big dudes with hammers, which can break boulders. And then there's traversal abilities, like guys with spears can hit these spear switches, which brings stairs up and stuff like that. There's a thing called pellet, where you go into this flower and it shoots you through these little holes, which get you to areas that you wouldn't be able to get to otherwise. It's really cool. It's like exactly what I want from a 3DS game, exactly what I want from a mobile game. And I highly recommend anybody pick it up. Like, me describing it doesn't do it justice. Like, I know you're interested. Are there any questions you have about this game that maybe I could answer for you?
Well, see, I started playing it. I have not played it. I was watching someone stream it on Twitch from the very, very beginning, and they were having a really hard time early on. Like, they were actually, like, dying in, like, 2 to 3 hits, which is actually kind of shocking to see
At the beginning, you will die in 2 to 3 hits. There's a dodge button for a reason.
Yeah. So the guy was like, oh, this is kind of, like, really hard. And the guy was enjoying it, but he was like, I wasn't expecting it to be that hard. But, like, it eases up as you go, right?
Everything that you fight that's higher level than you is hard to kill. Always.
That's higher level than you.
Higher level than you is hard to kill, and as you get to new areas, there's harder creatures, and at night, harder, stronger creatures come out. So, like, you do a lot of your adventuring during the day, and then you kind of fast travel back to your Oasis at night, and they have a nice little system where, like, you can put this aqua, kind of like the portals in Diablo 3, where, like, you can press the left or hearth back to town.
Right. Oh, okay.
And then go through the portal again and come back where you originally hearthed. So they have that cool ability. So if it's nighttime, you can go back to town and sleep till the next day, and then go back and just travel back to where you were and keep walking in the daytime, and not have to worry about that. But combat is always strategic. There are weapons that deal more damage depending on the type of creature there are. So, like, bugs take more damage from hammers, and beasts take more damage from swords, and magical creatures take more damage from magic. And if you don't have... It's like a cool rock, paper, scissor aspect of it, where if you don't have a character that can deal a ton of damage, like, exploit the weakness of the character, of the enemies you're fighting, you're going to have a hard time.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. You can switch which character you're controlling at any time. Everything is craftable. My biggest complaint is, say I get a new sword while I'm out in exploring, I have to go back to my house to equip it.
That's a valid complaint. That sounds annoying.
It is. What's nice is, like, as you get further along, it's easier to fast travel around. So you just, like, hit a button, and then you're back in your house, you equip the sword, and then you just zap back to where you originally were.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, at the beginning, before that quick travel is unlocked, it's annoying as hell because you have to run back to the thing and equip the sword and then go back out. So, but it's a really good game. I'm having fun with it. I just found, like, finished the first part of the Ocarina of Time part of this game, where I just got the first 3 medallions, and then, oh no, that's not everything you need to do. More shit's happening. So, and I'm enjoying the story. It's a great game, and it's a game that I think that you'd really enjoy. The thing that I think you'd have a problem with is there's no co-op, and it's a game that feels like it could use it.
I was gonna say, like, when we first looked at the game, we were kind of stoked because there was a possibility at possible co-op.
Right. It looks like it looks
like a co-op game, and that it wasn't.
Right. But I have no problem. Dawn's playing it as well. It's a funny story. I originally picked the game up for myself, and Dawn was like, "Oh, I think I want to try it." And I was like, "Oh, all right, try this copy, and then if you like it, I'll buy another copy." And like 3 days after picking the game up, Dawn was like, "I was like, oh, can I?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm playing." So I just picked myself up a copy.
Yeah.
But it was funny. So she's enjoying it. She hasn't played in a few days, but she's enjoying it, which is nice because Dawn's been hungering for a new Runfactory game, and I'm thinking this is scratching that itch a bit for her.
That's good.
Yeah. But that's it. You guys, you want to move on to some listener questions?
Did we cover everything? Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's see. Tony wants to know, what's your favorite bad game?
Oh. Favorite bad game? I'm trying to think of a bad game I love that everybody hates.
Damnation.
Yours is Damnation.
Yeah.
I guess, like, technically speaking, what was it called? 007 Quantum of Solace? So that game wasn't actually that bad. It wasn't great, though.
As long as you don't say Sonic 06, we're all good.
No, I'm not that bad. I mean, I'm sure one of these like JRPGs I play are like fucking terrible, and I like it. There was what was it called? Omega Quintet. I was like, I beat that game like in a week. Like I couldn't stop playing it, and then when I finished, I was like, why did I play this game so much? It was terrible. Like it was really bad. Like it wasn't a great game at all. So it's like that one's one. But yeah, I don't know what like an actual bad game I love is.
No?
No, I mean I'll go with the Quantum of Solace, but that game wasn't that bad. Like legit was not that bad.
Either was Damnation's not that bad.
Damnation's pretty bad, mate.
Sean wants to know what's our favorite fruit. Mine's mangoes.
Raspberries.
Mango.
Mangoes are pretty good, pretty damn good. Can't go wrong with a nice bowl of raspberries.
I don't like the shit that gets stuck in my teeth when I eat raspberries.
Whatever, you suck it up.
You suck it up?
You suck it up. You suck up the unpleasantry of the shit that gets stuck in your teeth, and you enjoy the flavor. Mango's pretty good, though.
What do you guys think of the SNES Classic?
I think it's a good concept, assuming they can not fuck it up like they fucked up the NES Classic. Especially being that they're gonna do the what's it called
Star Fox 2.
Yeah, Star Fox 2. A lot of people are gonna want to pick that up for that. So
it's the only reason I want one.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'd want one too, is just to say like, hey, we can play this. Like that's kind of rad. So I'm just hoping they've learned their lesson from the NES Classic, and they're gonna make a boatload.
It's been announced in the U.S. that nobody is taking pre-orders on it.
Really?
Yeah, something with the FCC. So when it releases, it's just going to release, and everybody's going to go fucking crazy for
it. Okay, that's interesting. I mean,
but it's like, I'm really excited for the SNES Classic. I just wish that it had a little bit more oomph behind it, like Nintendo. I wish Nintendo has come out and said like, oh, we're not sure if we're releasing more after 2017. The first initial shipment is probably the only shipment we're going to release on these. It's $80, but then they're like, oh, by the way, Star Fox 2 is in it, and I was like, I want one.
Yeah,
like it has no bad games on it either.
Yeah, that's another thing I noticed, is that it really doesn't have anything shitty on it, which is kind of very rare.
So, I'm excited. I want one. I wish that Sony would come out and do like a PS1 Classic though too.
I think that's unnecessary because the PS1 Classics they have on PSN.
I think it's also really hard to do with like a PS1 Classic.
Not really. There's a lot of great games.
I mean, like, think of the size of a cartridge game and the size of, like, Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII, yes.
Or Legend of Dragoon, or Siphon Filter, or Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Well, considering how cheap storage media is nowadays, I don't think that's really an issue, to be completely honest.
I just think it'd be really hard to get 25 good PS1 games on something small and for a reasonable price.
I don't think so. Like, I could see it $80 PS1 Classic. I could see it.
I'd like it. I'd really like it. I'm going through our questions. With the gap in release dates this year, what games from your backlog will you be playing this summer?
There's always a backlog.
So always a backlog.
There's always a. Mine's terrible. Mine's like, just like it's unfathomable. I guess to the point where I'm just not buying anything because it's like I'm not gonna get around to playing it. Like I bought Tekken 7. I played it once. I bought that last week. And I was like, yeah, I'm actually super stoked to play this game because I enjoyed Tekken 6. And I played it one time and I was like, cool, this game is great. I can't wait to play it some more. And I never fucking played it again.
See, for me, like, I'll slowly go back and play through my backlog, especially, like, right now when there's a a big lull in the game releases. Like, I just beat Horizon Zero Dawn. I went back, beat Horizon Zero Dawn, enjoyed that game immensely, and now I'll, like, fuck around and play other stuff until I'm ready to tackle the next game. I want to tackle and actually finally beat Witcher 3 this year.
That's a big commitment.
And I want to start and beat Dishonored 2 at some point.
That's when I started as well.
I have not started. It is still saran wrapped on my shelf.
That one's actually not that bad. That one's good. I like that one. Dishonored 2. It's a good one.
At some point, I'd like to get to it, but like, I want to play HOTS, and I got people that want me to play Path of Exile and Diablo, and there's Hearthstone and everything else that I'm playing. So it's just one of those things.
That's good. You should just play those. And
yeah, but I also but because I do the podcast and because I like being up on playing games, I need to play the other stuff as well. Though I am the less ADDing, I've decided, like, that's a big thing that I'm trying to do is less ADD. So it's like I'm trying to play one single player game and one multiplayer game, and that multiplayer game I'm trying to get really good at. Like right now, like before the back injury, it's HOTS. Like I want to get good at HOTS, Heroes of the Storm, and that's the only like multiplayer game that's competitive that I'm really getting into. And like when I can't sit at my desk anymore because it's too hot.
Do it. Yeah.
Like I have a single player game that I can go to and play. That's the problem I'm having now with the back injury is I can't sit at my computer desk at all, basically. Like, this sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does. Not played HOTS with you in a couple of weeks now. In a week?
About a week.
About a week. It's felt like a couple of weeks, but it's about a week, and it's unpleasant to say the least.
Chris wants to know, what's the best sandwich?
Best sandwich?
Yeah, what's the
chicken.
best sandwich?
Spicy chicken sandwich.
A Reuben.
Oh, man. Fucking Montreal smoked meat sandwich. Oof.
I don't know what that is, but I want to eat it.
Dude. It's amazing.
What is it?
It's like a roast beef sandwich, I believe, but it's like this like super like soft roast beef. It's like kind of like a pepper coating on the beef itself, and it's just like they put like a gallon of meat.
A gallon of meat.
A gallon of meat. That's the description. It's just like all the meat, and they just serve that with a little bit of mustard, and that's it. Sometimes they put what's that shit called? Coleslaw? No, coleslaw. No. What's that nasty ass stuff that they put on sandwiches sometimes? Not relish.
Mustard?
No, mustard is kind of nasty though.
Remoulade?
Can't remember the name of it right now, but
okay.
Some places don't put that in. It's good. I'll just leave it at that.
Justin wants to know, what fast food joint has the best fries?
Go ahead, Chris.
Arby's has the best fries.
Arby's? I haven't had Arby's actually. We do have them, but they're rare. In Canada, McDonald's has the best fries.
I don't like McDonald's fries anywhere.
Really?
Like, I'll eat them, but they're not my favorite.
Have you had them here in Canada?
I've never been to Canada, so no.
Okay. Five Guys has some pretty reasonable, decent fries too. They're not.
I like Wendy's fries. Like, if we're doing like of the big like 3 or 4, Wendy's is like my go-to fries.
See, they used to be, and here in Canada they had a remake of the fries, and they made them. They're like, oh, we're gonna put like salt. They're gonna be really like salty now.
I like really salty fries.
And they're like, it's to the point where they're so fucking salty that they're just disgusting. And I'm not a fan anymore of Wendy's fries. Wendy's burgers, though.
Yeah, I like Burger King burgers myself.
Really, I'm not a fan of Burger King burgers here, but that's the nice thing about fast food is that like each place has their own item that people tend to enjoy. Like it seems like no one has a pure hatred towards any single fast food, like every single piece of the menu. It's like Oh, I like the fries at McDonald's, but I'm not a fan of their sandwiches. But I like the burgers at Wendy's, and I think like the chicken at like let's say Burger King is all right and stuff like that. So it's like you could go to all of them and eat everything.
And eat everything. Zach wants to know, what was your most memorable E3 moment this year?
I don't feel like I can really answer that because I didn't really watch E3.
Metroid Prime 4 reveal, probably.
Wasn't that literally just Prime 4?
Yeah.
Like it's just,
that or the seeing that Mario be able to put the hat on things and become those and like possess those things.
That's true. That Mario trailer was pretty rad.
I'm going through. I'm sorry. We have a lot of questions.
Yeah, go for it.
Lots of questions. Lots of like crappy questions. Here's one. Isaac wants to know, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
Frog legs, I guess.
That's weird.
A lot of people, I tell that to people and they start gagging, and I'm like, it literally is just chicken wings. Like if someone was to give you a frog leg and like just like the drumstick of the frog leg and just tell you it's a chicken wing, you would not.
You would not know the difference. Nope.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. It tastes exactly like a chicken wing. But the moment I say like, oh, chicken wings, people are like, ugh, what? How could you eat that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's delicious.
They're delicious?
Yeah, they are.
Weirdest thing I've eaten. Rattlesnake?
Oh, that's weird. Have you had escargot?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's good too. That's another one that people are like, oh, why would you eat that? I'm like, because it tastes good with cooked the right way.
There used to be this really good steakhouse in Jersey called Steak and Ale. And they used to have like the best escargot. It would come out in like the little holy plate with the little holes in it, and they give you the little fork, and it was
garlic
just
sauce and all that, the garlic butter
covered in garlic and butter, and they were so good.
That's
so
how you
good.
eat it. That's how you eat it. It's fucking delicious with some bread.
Oh, so good.
Very good, very good, very good meal.
But no, I think rattlesnake. I've eaten rattlesnake. I've eaten gator.
Yeah, those are definitely on the weird list.
I've had kangaroo. We had kangaroo jerky. We bought kangaroo jerky at Gander Mountain one time, me and Dawn.
Oh, that's pretty weird too. Yeah. See, I would do everything there except the rattlesnake. I don't think I'd participate in rattlesnake eats.
It tastes like chicken. It tastes like frog legs.
Really?
Very much so. Yeah.
It's just the idea of eating a rattlesnake just sounds really gnarly in a bad way.
Well, it's the best way to describe it is it tastes like chicken with a hint of fish.
That's what I would picture it, maybe. Yeah, I'd picture it tasting like that.
So it's not bad. Josh wants to know, what's the weirdest gaming glitch that has happened to you while gaming?
Weirdest gaming glitch. Go for it. I don't know.
I had Nathan Drake's arms and legs disappear for me playing Uncharted 4 for like 3 chapters.
That can qualify as weird.
That was really weird.
Like, I'm sure there's some weird ass glitch that happened to me while playing Saints Row at some point. I just can't remember, so I can't answer that one.
But that's not the weirdest. The weirdest glitch that's ever happened to me was a PS1 game called Final Fantasy VIII, and I fought the boss in the garden at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And Squall went from level 1 to level 99.
That's honestly makes no difference in the game.
No, it honestly doesn't make a difference. Like, he doesn't hit harder or anything. He just has more health.
Yep.
The only difference.
No, he hits harder, but everything else scales to your level, so it doesn't matter.
I had to restart the game because everybody else is normal level, but everything scales to your highest level, which is Squall at 99.
Oh, really?
So everything just kills everybody else in one hit, and Squall's like, I guess I'm here.
Or like, I'm even with these things, yeah. I remember, like, I did grind from level 1 to, like, level 99 just for shits and giggles. And then I started playing the game through, and I was like, okay, so it was cute, but now you don't gain any experience, so it's kind of boring.
Okay.
So I just never played through the game with that save file, so it was kind of just a total waste.
What is your craziest game story whilst under the influence of drugs?
I haven't really been able to. I can't do anything while under the influence of drugs. Really, I kind of become like a potato.
I have one from a long, long time ago. I was back in high school because I don't do drugs anymore. Don't do drugs. Gaming debt does not condone the use or sale of narcotics. But I was pothead, and I'd gotten really stoned, and my cousin was over, and he was with his girlfriend, and I was playing. Do you remember the Amazing Spider-Man on Xbox? It was like cell shaded Xbox. I think it was Xbox 360.
Yes.
It was like a really good Spider-Man game, but it was cell shaded.
Cell shaded on the Xbox.
Yeah, it's called The Ultimate Spider-Man.
On the original Xbox?
I think it might have been 360.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no, I know which one you're talking about. Yep.
And I'm sitting there playing this game and fighting Venom, and my cousin is just going to town on his girlfriend. And I was like, fuck this, I guess I'll play GTA since this is going on, like, to my right. And I played GTA, and I just drove into a pole for, like, an hour. Not realizing that I wasn't going anywhere, and getting really mad that, like, why am I not going forward? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was bad. It's probably the worst story of me on drugs.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't last time I got high, but one of the times I got high, I think I messaged this to you, but I was watching Death Note, the anime, and I was like, this reminds me of Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
It has no correlation whatsoever at all, and I don't understand why I said that, because it doesn't make any sense. But when I get high, everything seems different, which is pretty cool. But no, I can't play games.
John wants to know what we want in a Horizon Zero Dawn sequel.
A little bit less Far Cry, a little bit more fresh.
I think it did a great job at staying fresh after you got past the beginning and the world opened up. It's very Far Cry-ish, but the mechanics are better, the story's better, the gameplay's better, everything. It's a better Far Cry with better mechanics, and the third person works really well.
Right.
I want to see more of the world. Like, that's my biggest thing, is like, I want to, like, we've seen like Colorado and like a piece of Utah. I want to see like what the East Coast looks like, or what's the West Coast look like, or what Europe looks like, or what Tokyo looks like. Not just this like small piece of Midwest. That's what I want.
That makes sense. That's a good request.
You should play that game. You should go back to that game and play that game.
Yeah, I stopped playing that just because I got bored of it.
Like, just run through the story. It doesn't take very long. Tyson wants to know, what's our go-to comfort games?
Go-to comfort game. So what do you mean by that? Like a game you just always go back to?
Yeah, a game that you're comfortable with, and like you could be having a shitty day and you go and you play it, and it just kind of makes you feel a little bit better. It's like a comfort food, but a comfort game.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Binding of Isaac.
Oh yeah, that is one you've been playing a lot lately.
Yeah, anytime I get really anxious or I start to feel depression coming on, I'll do some runs of Binding of Isaac.
Right. Yeah. I've seen you playing that one a lot lately. For me, I guess. Trying to think. Game I always go back to that's like that. not too sure. I got a bunch actually, but none that really stand out.
What old console franchise would you like to see get a sequel? Not a remake, but a actual sequel that we haven't seen in years.
Oh shit.
This is Chase, and he was talking about Beyond Good and Evil and how it's nice to see a sequel finally coming for the game.
What would be a game I want a sequel of?
I want a sequel to Blinks, the Time Sweeper.
Really?
Yeah. It's a Microsoft exclusive.
Yeah.
Cool ass game that I think it'd be cool to see it come back.
I think like a sequel to like Banjo-Kazooie, or Banjo-Tooie I should say.
But we got one on the 360 called Nuts and Bolts.
Doesn't really count. It's not really good. I mean, it wasn't a terrible game. It's just nothing. It had nothing to do with Banjo-Kazooie, so it was like, why?
There's two other things that I'd really like to see come back, and they're both PlayStation properties. I'd really like to see SOCOM come back.
I'm glad. I don't care about SOCOM, but okay. Yeah, that's a good
just
one.
because I'd really like to see. I really like the tactical squad-based kind of shooter-ish stuff that SOCOM was. And we don't get enough like multiplayer third-person shooters these days. The other is Siphon Filter. I would love for a new Siphon Filter game. We haven't seen one since PSP.
Yeah, that's true.
Logan Shadow, actually, I think, was the last one on PSP.
That wouldn't be a bad one, actually. Like, I agree with that.
So, those are my choices. All right, we'll do like 3 or 4 more questions.
Yep.
Judah wants to know, wings or ribs?
Wings. Yeah, wings.
Fried chicken wings, usually, but really good Chinese, Cantonese spare ribs are delicious. What's your best breaking a controller story? Coming from Alex. You break any controllers lately, Hollow?
See, I laugh, but it's not really a funny topic for me right now. But playing Overwatch, I threw a controller because I was getting spawn killed by a stupid Genji, and no one on my team was dealing with it or doing anything about it. And so I threw the controller, and the L2 I think flew completely off, and it was a ranked match, so I had to like mid-match like bust out another controller out of a box that I had just sitting around, sync it, and continue playing.
Wow.
And yeah, I decided I'm gonna stop doing that because it's not a good thing to just be throwing controllers around.
I broke a keyboard playing Heroes of the Storm.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Like, I have a nice Titan now, like, hooked up, but before this, I had another ergonomic keyboard, which wasn't very good, but before that, I had a cheap-ass keyboard sitting here, just because it doesn't click as much when I would be on the podcast and, you know, type in chat and that kind of stuff. And I got mad, like, my third game playing as Lucio, and I got so mad, I slammed down on the keyboard, and I literally cracked it in half.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. What's the top 3 games to own on each generation of PlayStation? PlayStation, PS2, PS3, PSP, PS Vita, and PS4. In your opinion.
Wow, that's a big question.
Yeah, it's a big question. We're only doing 2 or 3 more, and I'm trying to pad us out to an hour.
I don't know.
If you want, I'll go first. All right, PlayStation. My top 3 games for PlayStation are The Legend of Dragoon, Resident Evil 2,
Yep.
And I'm trying to think which way I want to go with this. I'll say Parasite Eve.
Okay.
Go ahead, PlayStation. Just original PlayStation. Go ahead.
Yeah, original PlayStation. Twisted Metal 2.
Right on.
Final Fantasy 9.
My least favorite. Okay.
I like it. I think it's a rad game. I'm trying to remember like what I used to love playing back in the day. Dino Crisis?
Okay.
I'll go Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis was really fucking sweet.
I'm surprised if Caleb was here, he'd say Metal Gear Solid, which would be on my list if I could have two more.
Oh yeah, Metal Gear is on that, eh? Yeah, Metal Gear 1 was phenomenal. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll switch my Dino Crisis for Metal Gear. I totally forgot that was a thing.
PS2, Final Fantasy X, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Okay, PS2, Final Fantasy X, definitely, number 1. Let's see, PS2. Damn, dude, so many fucking good games on PS2.
I just went with the three that right off the top of my head. That's why if I thought about it, I'd be like, well, Kingdom Hearts needs to be on that list, and this needs to be on this list.
See, I would say Kingdom Hearts, but I played the remasters or whatever on PS3, and those games, the controls don't hold up in my opinion.
No, of course not.
Very unpleasant to play. Final Fantasy X, Metal Gear 3 is indeed actually quite good. The hell else was on PS2? I'm trying to remember what the hell I played a ton of. Oh my god, dude! Dynasty Warriors 3.
There you go.
The fuck was another game I played a shitload of on PS2? Oh, Onimusha.
Oh, Onimusha. Devil May Cry's there too.
DMC, yeah.
All right, PS3. PS3's hard for me because I didn't play. PS3 wasn't my console of choice.
Wasn't for me either.
MGS4. That's a game I played a lot of.
Really did not like that.
Little Big Planet. A lot of fun with that game.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Uncharted 2.
That's a pretty good one, yeah. For me, it would be, let's see, PS3. I'll do... Trying to think of what the best RPG... God, my list is going to be so jank. Alright, so let's start with... oh my god. What the fuck was on PS3?
See, I tried to stay towards exclusives, by the way.
Resistance 2.
Okay.
Definitely is up there. I played a lot. I played that a whole bunch online, and the story was actually pretty good on that one too.
Are you gonna say The Last of Us?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll consider it, but no. I guess I have no. Oh, wait a minute. Disgaea 3.
3. Yep. Okay.
I was gonna say 4, but I didn't like 4. The hell else is on that console that I played a whole bunch of? I guess Uncharted 2. Yeah, Uncharted 2 is the good Uncharted in my opinion.
Just FYI, I think we both stayed towards exclusives because if we were to do non-exclusive games, there's like BioShock and Red Dead Redemption and
yeah, that's true.
You know, all those other really good multi-platform games. All right, PSP. I'm trying to remember because the games that I played the most on PSP were Metal Gear Solid Acid, and then I hacked it and played a bunch of Super NES games on my PSP.
PSP. I own a ton of PSP games, but PSP was kind of like... It was also kind of a lot of janky games, like good stuff, but like...
I'm looking at my case. The 3 games that I own physically. Okay. And those will be my 3 games. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. Mm-hmm. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. God of War Chains of Olympus.
PSP. I'll go Disgaea 2. Was the remake is the it has like a bunch of extra content and whatnot on there. Jeanne d'Arc.
Jeanne d'Arc. Okay, yep. Don likes that. Don played that game.
Really fucking good. What else did I play on the PSP that was like super fucking good? Oh shit, dude. I can't remember. I don't know. Let's go
Vita. We're gonna go Vita.
All right, let's go Vita. Fine.
Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah.
Freedom Wars.
Okay.
And Dragon's Crown. No, Guacamelee.
Guacamele's a good one.
Yeah.
It was exclusive.
It was when it first came out. Yep.
I'll go Persona 4 Golden. Absolutely, you cannot do Persona 4, or you can't do a Vita without Persona 4 Golden.
If I could just go Persona 4 Golden, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 4 Golden, I would.
You know what? Let me bust out my list, because this is the only system I have completely listed. Is the Vita, because it's my jam. So we got Persona 4 Golden. We have let's have a look here. What else is like super rad on the Vita? That was just mind blowing. The thing is, the Vita has so many good games, but they're very specific. Danganronpa.
Yep, that's a good game.
Is pretty freaking cool. And then I'm actually gonna go out on a limb here and go import, and go IAVT Colorful.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but okay.
It's a music rhythm game, kind of like Hatsune Miku, but it's a different singer.
Okay.
And it's just better. There's like 70 songs. The songs are like 8 minutes long and shit, and they're like really catchy and stuff. So it's like a really nice music rhythm game that, in a time where there was no music rhythm games coming out, it did a great job. Is there anything else on here there's so many good things on here. Anyways, yeah, what's next? That's it. PS4?
PS4. Okay, are we doing exclusives only?
I mean, we can try, but there's not that many.
I can do 3 exclusive onlys if we're doing exclusive onlys.
Alright, go for it.
Bloodborne.
Okay.
Persona 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Horizon Zero Dawn.
All that are fairly recent, except for the Bloodborne. Actually,
take off Persona 5 and put Neo on there. Or Neo? Do I want Neo? Do I want Neo or do I want Ratchet and Clank?
Oh, Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Those are both really good games. Okay.
Persona 5 for me. You know what? I can't do PS4 without saying Witcher 3.
I want to say Witcher 3 too, but that's why I was like,
exclusive. But like Witcher 3, like you can't say this generation without saying Witcher 3. Like that is a masterpiece. That even Persona 5 does not even come close to rivaling it.
No, nothing has.
Nothing has. Like Witcher 3 is just.
It is the Grand Theft Auto Vice City of this generation, or the Red Dead Redemption.
Or the Red Dead Redemption, yeah. What else is exclusive? I would say Disgaea 5, but I didn't actually enjoy that one, even though I finished it. Let's see. What was like stupid awesome on the PS4? I don't want to say Destiny because that was shit, even though I played a bunch of it. Like I don't know, like the PS4 has a lot of great games, but it has nothing that's like jaw-dropping. Like it's really weird. I guess I'll just say like Street Fighter 5 for me, even though it's not the greatest game, it is a good fighting game, and I mean, it's a good Street Fighter game for the most part.
Okay, we'll do one more.
Go for it.
We'll do one more. Same question. One more question. Same question,
Okay.
but the Xbox franchises. But the Xbox consoles.
Okay. Original Xbox, Halo 2.
Yep.
Original Xbox, fuck.
For me, Halo 2, Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Oh yeah, Knights of the Old Republic, I forgot that's an Xbox exclusive.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's on PC also.
Well, now it is, yeah. Jade Empire 2 would be on that list.
I have Jade Empire, I have not played it. Let's go, yeah, so Halo 2, Knights of the Old Republic, and let's go... I'm trying to remember, what was that game I used to play on the Xbox all the time?
What did you do in it? Xbox was my jam, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I think it was like some sort of shooter, like a third-person shooter? Xbox.
Splinter Cell?
Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let's go with, I mean, I want to go Halo 1 also, but
Halo
that's
1's
kind of
really
cheating.
good.
It is.
Hey, I
good.
went both KOTORs.
You did. All right, fine. Let's go Halo 1. I played a bunch of Halo 1.
Alright, how about 360?
Halo 3.
Okay.
Crackdown 1.
Okay.
And 360. Exclusives, right?
Yes.
We want to try to aim.
We're aiming towards exclusives.
Okay. Bleh. Do yours. I'll think of my third.
Halo 2. Not Halo 2.
Halo 3.
Halo 3. Gears 2. And Mass Effect.
Oh, Guitar Hero 3.
That was on PS3.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't... Mass Effect's on PS3 now.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Mass Effect is on PS3.
Not the original Mass Effect. You cannot
Yes,
play
it
Mass
is.
Effect 1 on any console but the original Xbox 360.
Nope. You're wrong.
It was published by Microsoft.
Nope. You can get the original Mass Effect in the Mass Effect Trilogy box. That is the
Can
only
you
place
really?
you can get it. Absolutely. I have the box. I went out of my way to fucking hunt that shit down.
Can you? Mass Effect on PS3? Is it really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mass Effect Trilogy. I want to see this. Show me this for PlayStation 3. Holy shit! How the hell did they do that one?
Don't ask me.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it was originally an exclusive for a very long time.
For an extremely long time.
Extremely long time. So there you go. Those are my three.
And then Xbox One?
Sunset Overdrive.
Yep, that's mine.
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Okay, that's not mine.
Because that game's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. There's something else I'm playing. Dead Rising 4. So like
Really?
the only exclusive I've played on the fucking console.
I'm gonna go Forza Horizon
And The
2.
Witcher 3.
And The Witcher 3, yeah. Yeah, Sunset Overdrive, and you know what? I also have to go Dead Rising 4. 4 or 3? I'm gonna go with 4 because I think the area in 4 is a lot more enjoyable, and playing Frank West again is more enjoyable than playing as I can't even remember his name. The
Mexican
other
guy.
The
Mexican guy.
Yeah.
I can't believe that you were like, to Ori and the Blind Forest. That makes me sad. The game's
because
so
I haven't
good.
played it, and I
It's so
don't
good.
like platformers, so...
Oh, well, that's the difference. Like, I don't like racers, whereas you enjoy racers, whereas
Yeah.
I do not like racers. Unless it's arcadey racers.
Well, Forza Horizon is somewhat leaning very much so towards arcadey.
Well, what I want out of a racer is I want a new Burnout Paradise game. Really bad.
That'd be... I don't See, the thing is, I like Burnout Paradise, but once it got too fast, it was way overkill. It was unnecessarily fast.
I love when it's fast like that, man. The faster, the better.
Right.
All right, guys, that's been our show tonight. Thank you very much. If you guys want to send us an email and be part of the show like everybody tonight did, you can send us emails to podcast@gamingdeath.com. Remember, we are live each and every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/gamingdeath. If you miss a show, you can always catch us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, as well as on youtube.com/gamingdeathvideo, where we post all of the raw footage from Twitch. So you'll get to hear the conversation that me and Hollow had before the cast about him eating a grilled cheese sandwich. But I think that's it. Oh, make sure you guys go over to geekyantics.net and listen to Horseplay Live. Geekyantics.net is our mothership site. We are very proud to be part of the Geeky Antics Network, and we've been doing that for a while now. And go listen to Yogi and his friends. They're live every Thursday at 10 p.m. on twitch.tv/geekyantics. I think that's going to do it, though, for tonight. I'm Chris. And that's also Chris.
Yep, sorry, I was...
He was eating.
I was distracted. No, I was just distracted. I'm Hollow.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Alright, that was a good show. Hey, chat, thanks for coming and hanging out tonight. We appreciate it. Hope everybody has a great night. And people on YouTube, make sure you guys click that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. We'd appreciate it. It means the world to us. But that's going to do it. Have a good night, guys.